When I first got my hands on this keyboard kit, I was so ready to trash it. The way it's packaged is abysmal. Not only that, the way it's put together is also atrocious. I mean, there was a miscommunication, so the keyboard came directly from the factory, possibly without going through any QC or additional packaging by the guys over at Salmon Cat. But my gosh, it's terrible. I also paid an extra $10 for a foam kit. There isn't even PE foam or case foam. Plus, the way it's cut. Fitting stabilizers are going to be a pain. Now, the bad stuff ends here. The rest of the build is pretty easy and painless. It's a sandwich mount keyboard, so the only inconvenience I had to endure was to line up the screws, but other than that, it's really not that complicated. Aesthetically, this board looks great. Anodizing is done great, and this gold trim around the keyboard is reminiscent of the higher-end Constellation keyboard. Speaking of this gold accent, at a price point of $200 for the keyboard kit, I was surprised it came with a brass badge and a brass plate by default. Yes, you heard it, by default. Given metal prices these days, $200 is a hard number to come by. And the sound. You would think a brass plate and a metal case spells trouble and high ping. No pun intended for you gamers out there. But that can't be further from the truth. Take a listen. Yeah, the spacebar sounds a bit thin, but the modifiers, man, the modifiers. And there's no noticeable ping at all, unlike some other cases I've built. The sandwich mount really carried the acoustics of this keyboard. Typing is of course stiff, but the majority of us will have typed on membrane keyboards for 10, maybe 20 years, so honestly, this is not a deal breaker. Did I mention this is $200? Sure, for this price, there's no fancy carrying bag nor peripherals, so there's really no reason to brand this keyboard premium by any means. But put this and the Keycaps side by side, and it's this for me all day, every day. To me, I would even put it on par with some of the more expensive keyboards I have built. Now what about you? How much would you have priced this board? Would you have paid extra for the bells and whistles? Let me know your thoughts. See ya!